freedom under siege. They promised equality, then took everything else. March of the Red Dawn, in theaters now.
The gaslighting just hit nuclear levels. Illinois Governor JB Pritzker and MSNBC's Nicole Wallace swear Democrats never called Trump Hitler. Well, a 2-minute video montage proves they all did. From Biden to Joy Behar, the receipts are rolling, but here's the twist. While denying their Hitler hysteria, Democrats are literally embracing communists. AOC just had a public meltdown at a rally for Zoran Mandami, where thousands chanted Marxist slogans. This same event featured Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11. The party that cried fascist is now openly socialist, and they're not even hiding it anymore. The projection is off the charts, and wait till you see what happens next. Now, watching AOC jump around screaming at communist rallies is enough to give anyone anxiety. That's why my wife and I rely on red light therapy every single day. After her diagnosis left her with chronic anxiety and pain, we discovered what NASA's been researching for decades. Jonathan Otto, who's been a guest on this show, showed me panels that deliver 9 wavelengths, specific wavelengths that penetrate deep into cells, triggering natural healing. Her anxiety eliminated, her pain gone, my own stress from covering this political insanity, I recover in minutes instead of hours. Medical journals confirm 300% faster healing, brain regeneration, pain elimination. The same Democrats screaming about fascism while embracing communism want you stressed and sick. Don't let them win. Visit myredlight.com. Use code NNN. Heal your body while their party self-destructs. That website again, myredlight.com, and use code NNN when you check out. And make sure you take a look at their payment options. So it's all happening here. This is Nicole Wallace, NJ Conservative, posting this 16 hours ago. Nicole Wallace is a grifter moron who went from working with the Bushes to having TDS on MSNBC. Fake news. Fake news, MSNBC. I don't think any Democrat has called Trump Hitler. Here's 2 minutes straight of Democrat leaders comparing Trump to Hitler and Nazis.
That's what I haven't suggested, that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually...
It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler, the man who is responsible for the deaths of 6 million Jews.
How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what's going on here in the United States?
Well, we're talking about the death of a constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933, 1934. And we're seeing today that you've got an administration in Washington that's ignoring court orders.
And this rogue Department of Justice going out to do the bidding of this Timu Hitler. I don't even.
Jasmine Crockett. Here's another montage. I think this is from Tom Elliott. Nicole Wallace. No one calls Trump Hitler except every day on my show.
Critics.
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually, and I think it's a smear that they project back on to critics. What is the natural extension, Justin, if he pursues this to Harvard and beyond?
There was an authoritarian leader several decades back called Adolf Hitler. Hitler came to power and the scientists left.
The military survive in that climate.
In the same way that it happened in Russia with Stalin, the same way it happened with Hitler, eventually you get generals and admirals that are in there that only tell the leader what he or she wants to hear.
To the extent that the rule of law and an assault on the rule of law was an obscure, intangible thing, we're now seeing it in action.
If you look back in history, you can see very similar parallels that took place in other countries that really went down that authoritarian road, including in pre-World War II Nazi Germany, when Hitler and Nazi officials basically took over Frankfurt University, which was the bastion of independent thought and progressive thinking and independent thinking, which is what Hitler didn't want. And so again, this is what authoritarians do. They try to control all of the aspects of social life.
When Trump talks about peace and Putin talks about peace, it's autocrats getting their way. That's it. And Mussolini and Hitler said they were being the purveyors of peace.
I resisted for a long time, and
I haven't suggested that Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say.
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually
I don't know how these people live with themselves. Outnumbered, Illinois Governor JB Pritzker swears he never compared Trump to Hitler. MSNBC host Nicole Wallace piles on and says none has ever happened.
At that same place, libs of TikTok put together a 2-minute reel of all of the people making these Hitler comparisons. JB Pritzker himself was pressed by Jake Tapper. Okay, Jake Tapper actually pressed a Democrat. How can you possibly compare what happened in Germany in World War II to what happened here? JB says we're talking about the death of the constitutional republic. That's what happened in Germany in 1933-34. Hillary Clinton compared the Madison Square Garden rally to a rally in 1939 at that same place. Tim Kaine made a similar comparison. You have one from Beto O'Rourke with this same rhetoric. Biden, he used the same exact language as Nazi Germany, AOC, Pelosi, the list goes on. So there are three options here. Either all these Democrats had amnesia, JB Pritzker had amnesia along with Nicole Wallace. Either they're just lying, totally possible, or they're so desensitized to this existential rhetoric that it is literally part of their vernacular to call Republicans, to call Donald Trump, to call MAGA supporters Hitler. And I'm very...
But over in New York City, Hassan Piker, the radical jihadist who said America deserved 9/11, was at the Zohran Mamdani rally over the weekend. Paul Zapula says, deport Hassan Piker, Zohran Mamdani, Ilhan Omar, and Medaya Hassan. Do it for the victims of 9/11. Here's a video.
Our sages say, Kol ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od. All the world.
When Mamdani is selected or elected, New York is finished. They have forgotten September 11th already. It's tragic, isn't it? This meme circulating. A vote for Mamdani means New York forgot already. Never forget. Remember that? Never forget. Oh, they've certainly forgotten. Harrison Fields on CNN. He is the deputy communications director at the White House. Nice guy. Met him several times. He says Zohran Mamdani is a guy who has spoken vile about Jews and vile about the NYPD.
What Zohran is doing, this is a guy who's spoken vile about Jews, vile about the NYPD. It is true.
What did he say about Jews? What did he say?
From the river to the sea.
Oh, please. You're going to talk about...
Okay.
The Lakud's charter literally says that they're going to pursue the Greater Israel Project and literally steal land from all these Middle Eastern countries.
And this is why you have rabbis telling their congregations to vote for
This is the new Democratic Party policy. This is the platform.
It is a rejection of the establishment. That's what it is. Because the establishment has not actually looked out for
anti-Semitic. That's what it is.
Fundamentally anti-Israel.
Please stop with this nonsense.
I get called a fascist every single day. I can call you an anti-Semitic because it's exactly what you are doing.
Hold on, I get called a fascist every single day.
Party has an anti-Semitic.
Why? Because he doesn't want to visit Israel as the mayor of New York City? Is that why?
Bibi Netanyahu.
He should be arrested. He's a war criminal.
There you go. Modern day Democratic
Yeah, there you go. I'm right.
Modern day Democratic
He's wanted by the International Criminal Court. There's a warrant out for his arrest.
Modern day Democratic Party.
The modern day Democratic Party. Here is AOC. Conservatives are brutally mocking her for having a bizarre episode in front of the crowd of communists for Zohran Mamdani, jumping up and down and yelling the name of NYC boroughs at the top of her lungs.
Queens, Jews escaping Holocaust, Black Americans fleeing slavery and Jim Crow, Latinos seeking a better life, Native people standing for themselves, Asian Americans coming together in Queens, in Brooklyn, in the Bronx, in Manhattan, in Staten Island, in this country, in Jews escaping Holocaust.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine that person running for president? Totally unhinged. Here is Speaker Johnson, 24 hours ago, Says Hakeem Jeffries, a.k.a. Dollar Store Obama, endorsing Zohran Mamdani is evidence that the Democrat Party is over as we know it because the Democrats have now embraced communism.
The far left, in politics, all of you noticed it over the weekend. We saw our clearest sign yet that this radical insurgent movement in the Democrat Party is succeeding. And they are ending what has always been known as the Democrat Party in America. After a months-long pressure campaign from the far left, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries finally relented. He gave in, and he gave his endorsement to the socialist running to be mayor of New York City. The House Democrats have chosen a side. They were forced to by that far left that they're so terrified of, and they've shown the world what they really believe. There is no longer a place for centrists and moderates in their party. The candidate that they have endorsed, Mamdani, is somebody who we've talked about a lot from this podium. He sympathized with Hamas and openly embraced anti-Semitic language. He has called to, quote, seize the means of production because he is a Marxist. He's called to abolish our borders, to abolish and end immigration enforcement, to defund the police and to legalize prostitution, among a long list of hits that I could share with you. Zohran Mamdani is expected to take the helm of one of the most important cities in the world and the largest city in America. And he now has the full blessing of the Democrat leader in the House of Representatives. It is shocking. And that leader and all the other Democrats are going to co-own the consequences of what they do to America's largest city.
New York is about to fall. Here is, this is what I voted for. A reporter, Zohran Mamdani, says that as mayor, he will not let ICE arrest illegals. What does Trump have to say?
That he will defy, Mr. President, your beloved New York City. Your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani.
Well, then we'll have to arrest him.
Yeah, we'll have to arrest him. This is their literal message. Scott Jennings posting a video of AOC.
But we must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City.
Look at her, how she's moving her head like that. She looks like she's crazy. Reminds me of that time when Hillary Clinton made that same kind of motion.
We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
Yeah, sane by whose standards? Here he is. Zohran Mamdani himself says he's going to build housing for anyone in need, freeze rent, make buses free, and provide universal child care. Meanwhile, he can't pay for any of this since he can't raise corporate taxes or state income taxes on billionaires. Only the state can.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it. We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line and make what are currently the slowest buses in the nation move around the city with ease. And we are going to create universal child care at no cost to parents.
Who is going to pay for all of this? Housing? For anyone who needs it. Yeah, I immediately had a vision of massive concrete ghettos being erected. Excuse me. Who's going to pay for the buses? Who's going to pay for that? This guy is out of his mind. Healthcare? Childcare for families? Who's going to pay for that?
So New Yorkers can raise their family in the city they love. Together, New York, we're going to freeze up. Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and...
You're going to freeze rent. Right. So all of those people who hold the notes on those properties will never be able to recoup their investment on those properties. If I was there, I would sell, and get the hell out of New York as fast as my feet could carry me.
Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal. We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life.
Dude, this guy is nuts. Kathy Hochul endorsing Zoran. Elon Musk even weighing in. Zoran is the future of the Democrat Party.
This is about this November's election, but take that energy, that passion, and take it into 26 so that we can take back the House of Representatives, take the Senate, and take back our country. With your help, we will. Elect Zoran, and we take back America. Thank you, Queens. Thank you, New York. I love you guys.
Yeah, we're screwed. I mean, New York is screwed. Here's Charles Downs. Flashback to him being the only journalist talented enough to question AOC after her Zoran Mandami event in D.C. last summer. Seems no one was able to interview AOC after her speech at Zoran's rally last night.
Congresswoman, do you agree with Zoran that we should globalize the Intifada? You were just with him this morning. You guys had a very nice breakfast. I saw you. I saw your sign.
Congresswoman Mandami, the future leader of the Democrat Party.
It's over. New York is finished. New York is done. But President Trump says arrest him. Let's go. Ducey, Peter Ducey, or no, not Peter, his dad. Deuce on the loose. Ducey, why is Zoran Mandami so popular in New York City?
Why do you think so? What do you make of this Mandami guy who's leading in the polls, the so-called Democratic Socialist?
It would scare me if I lived in New York.
Well, you don't. You live in Kansas. Why do you think he's so popular here?
I don't know.
Free. See, the word free.
I think you're exactly right.
Free.
All that stuff is free, and I think that's very intoxicating.
Yeah.
So are you having a nice visit to Kansas?
Free. But someone pays for it. Thousands chant tax the rich as Zoran Mandami walks out.
And we get up stronger, louder, and more resilient than ever before. Woo! I'll be fighting every day with my partners on the same side. I'm Stuart Cousins.
You can only tax the rich so much. New York has fallen. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. This is peak insanity. Democrats spent 8 years calling Trump Hitler while they morphed into the American Communist Party. The evidence is undeniable. Libs of TikTok montage showing every major Democrat comparing Trump to Nazis. Now they're denying it while endorsing actual Marxists who celebrate 9/11. Zoran Mandami promises free everything with no way to pay for it. His rally looked like Venezuela. AOC's bizarre outbursts, screaming borough names like incantations, shows how unhinged they've become. Even Elon Musk sees it, calling Mandami the future of the Democrat Party. When your party platform includes 9/11 apologists and anti-Semitic slogans, you have lost America. So here is the question for the comments. Which is worse? Democrats calling everyone Hitler or Democrats becoming communists? Drop your answer below. While they spiral into Marxist madness, grab your next news gear from our shop, because when communism comes calling, patriots need to be ready.